All right, today's the day. The debate. Oh man. Um, I'm not sure how this is gonna go today, but I'm just gonna put all my things away. Things I don't think I'll need, but that can stay on me. Going in pretty, you know, going in confident. Hopefully, something good comes out of this. I'm really unsure how this is gonna go. Okay. We have about 15 minutes until the thing starts. Let's see if I can chat with anybody. Not sure if I want to go right to the auditorium right away, but you know, yeah, those went up. Oh boy. Depending on who I run into, see who I can talk to. That's weird. Why is that there? Whew, man. I have a bit of I got the jitters all right. That's for sure. And where I go from here, I just have to kind of hope that something good comes out of all this. That I can hold my ground and debate. Man, this is going to be tricky. It feels even harder from the last time we did anything election based, which was a year ago. But I'm a little worried, but I'm also hopeful. Simon being on my side is a definite blessing for sure. It's just how can I use this to not even to profit off of it, just to make good out of it. All these posters, it's almost intoxicating to even be around this aura. Like really. Anyways, I'll look for Simon first because he's the one I have to talk to. See if he's at his house. Hello, Simon, you home? Hello? He isn't here. He might already be at the auditorium. Oh, okay. Shoot. I was kind of hoping to talk to him before that. Maybe I can steal him away. Oh, and yeah, this is the entrance. Alright, time to go in. One second. Just gotta hope things go right. That's all I can really hope for at this point. So, time to go in. I believe there's supposed to be a check-in, but I'm not exactly sure when that is.
also have to consider the possibility that they just don't care about stealth, and they just come in and start raiding us.
Oh,
Good morning.
It kind of entered
There's
through the
kind of-
backside.
is
Hey.
Hey, Jay.
Hi, good morning. Lovely
Hey.
seeing you all.
Give you the rundown since you're going to be up on the podium. If you see the light go off and nobody walk through, that is a problem. Alert someone if nobody else has noticed.
All right, got it. Anything else?
That's it.
I don't think I've ever been this nervous before, Jay.
I'm a little nervous too. I'll admit. But
We're surrounded by people who don't like us.
do you mind if we talk real quick? Another room.
Sure.
All right.
I'm going to step out for a second.
One at a time. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
BC2. Yeah.
should you?
Okay. So that's a
Yeah,
radiant
I'm
audience.
terrified.
Jeez.
I'm trying to play it off like I'm some sort of hot shit, but I'm scared.
It's even worse that we're doing this in groups, where it's the presidents and then the vice presidents. You heard about that, did you?
Yeah. No, I honestly I haven't heard about much. I've been busy helping with the electricity, the trip wire.
Oh, was that your idea?
No, it was Meredith's. I was just overseeing it, making sure Meredith doesn't shock themselves, you know.
Well, yeah, true. I'm glad you're doing stuff with them, showing them the ways.
I have to. Jay, if I'm gonna be honest, I'm worried. I'm worried that sooner or later something's gonna happen to me. And everything that I knew about the old world is gonna be gone with it. Meredith is gonna have to carry on what I have, and I feel like Meredith is the only one who could.
Don't think of it like that. All we're gonna do today is talk. There's no reason for any violence. I don't think anybody's gonna be stupid enough to try to attack us while we're down here, or anything else.
But
We just
think about it. I mean, why do we have to do it in a place like this anyway? It's because of everything that's been going on that we're forced to take these extra precautions. The fact that we are doing a simple presidential debate and have to set up tripwires is terrifying. This is why we are running, Jay.
Yeah.
It's the only reason why I'm giving this my all.
Listen, this is stressful. I'm sure the other, running parties are also really stressed out, but we gotta be hopeful. And you and I remember what we talked about. We know what we have to do, and we have to see through it that we do something here. Even if it doesn't work out how we want, it's about the message.
I know.
Remember,
and I wanted to, think positively about this whole bit, but
do you mind if I be brutally honest with you?
that's, I guess, the best what we're at,
Listen, even if we don't get elected, it'll be a clear reason as to, what else happens after that, whoever gets in. It's going to be clear we were the right choice. And even if we're not in power, you and I still know what has to be done. We'll figure our way around it, even if that's the outcome. But yes, the obvious and ideal situation is that we pull through and we win this. But just in case, we have to think about that.
Jay, I'm going to be absolutely honest. I don't think we have a chance. And that's okay. I never went into this thinking that I ever had a chance at all. I don't care about the whole political bit. I only know that if we had this power, it would make our job a lot easier. But if we don't have it, fuck it, we'll do it the hard way.
We'll do it the hard way.
That's how we always done things.
That's exactly what I was hoping to hear you say. It's almost, really uplifting that you say that. I've had this big anxiety all day, yesterday and today. But
me too.
Even if we don't win, yeah, go ahead.
My hands were shaking the whole time setting up the wires with Meredith. It was setting up in front of all those people who hate our guts, and maybe some of them really don't hate us. And with the whole, why be getting hurt was on my mind. It's just, it's
Did he ever tell you what happened?
I knew, Jay. I figured it out as soon as I heard you and Asher were involved. I don't blame you. I really don't. I just wish it didn't have to be that way. I wish that violence wasn't something so common in this town.
Listen, about that, I can't. I don't even know my words around it. It was just one big misunderstanding. YB got in the way. That Asher and I. It was. I'm sorry that you had to deal with that. I thought that would be the last time I saw you that night.
It's
It
all
was
right.
stupid.
I slipped into a state where I almost let my anger control me again. I almost became who I used to be once more. And then when YB was peacefully sleeping and I was sitting at the end of his bed, it gave me some time to think that no one should be to blame for this. It just makes it all the more reason to stop this violence and make Marigold a better place. I really don't blame you. I just wish it didn't happen in the
You're
first
telling
place.
me. It's just that shit has just been so stressful. Like, there are only a few people that actually want to see good, and we're those people, and it doesn't even seem like we're going to win this.
No, I don't think
There's
we
so many
will.
people out there, even the people that aren't actually deliberately trying to sabotage Marigold, the people that aren't even a part of the followers, they just don't want to see good. And we're the only people that actually know what the fuck we're doing.
And that's fine. You know, you've stood alone before, and how I've felt alone all the way from the beginning of my life until that cryo chamber. I've known loneliness. You've known loneliness, so I think it's best that we know what's best, and it'll take some time, but we'll get there.
Yeah, I think we should start getting. It's about to start, I think.
Okay.
All right, let's head back into that main VC. Yeah.
Yep.
Hi.
Puffer's here.
All right, one at a time. Name, please.
Puffer's here. Oh my god, I didn't think
Puffer's
he'd show
here.
up.
Hey guys. Hey.
Name.
Did you bring the
Puffer,
Puffer!
right?
Puffer,
Okay, come on in.
Puffer,
Next.
you're a fan favorite here.
Hi. Name.
Hey, Puffer.
Hey guys.
Hi, Puffer.
Hello.
Name.
Did we tell Puffer
Rain
that we're
too?
engaged?
What?
We didn't tell Puffer that we're engaged.
Can I get your name,
Oh, no,
please?
you
Tell
told
me,
me.
Ashley.
Oh yeah, we're
Rain?
engaged.
Oh,
Rain.
Engaged.
Okay, come on in.
I told when I was telling you about the talk with.
Hey,
You're
Meredith.
already on the list. Come on in. No, you have to put your name on it twice. Come on in.
Okay.
Right. I'm gonna have to ask everyone to take their seats, please. If you don't mind.
Where are we
There.
supposed
What
to
order are we
dress?
doing things in?
Do I let people in who come late?
Well,
I don't see why not.
yeah, sure, why
Right.
not?
I think just keep an eye on the door.
Yeah.
And yes, so there are chairs here you can sit in.
Yeah.
Let him do his thing.
Just here.
Well, you're gonna have to move in a moment because vice presidents, if you have any, please go up to the stand.
Yeah, I do.
Wait,
Called
Rob's the
it.
vice president? Rob,
Ugh.
did you and Rob switch places, MBS?
Well,
Maybe.
wait.
Did you?
Maybe.
Oh, okay.
Maybe. It's not like he's gonna have a hard time.
I guess we're the only ones keeping it.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, okay.
What?
Let's-
The notes on it. Did you give
Yeah.
What?
He forgot his speech.
Please take your spots.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. Welcome.
Hello.
This is an open platform where we're listening to everyone here. So please remember, this is a civil discussion. No one's going to be attacking anyone. Nothing's going to happen. We're going to keep it nice and calm. Too much has happened already. Understand?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's begin with, opening statements from all the parties. See where we go from
Name.
there. Rob, care to start?
Opening statement.
Can I get a
Yeah.
name?
Just go.
Can
Ignore it.
I would like to say that I would be a good candidate for your vote because I've caused a lot of change in the town, and I feel like I should be chosen as your number one option.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Odd. Wait, sorry. Why? You got something?
I think that JD and I would be great candidates for your vote, simply because we've been here for it all, we've seen it all, and we want change, and we're willing to make that change.
It's at the end of the statement.
Yeah. Short
Okay.
and simple.
All right. Yeah, I like it. Sorry.
All we care about is making Marigold safe. That's all I want. That's it.
Okay. You know what?
Name. And all right.
Let's open there. On the topic of security.
Name.
As you probably know, if you don't, you have some problems. There's been some issues recently. How would you plan to
Go on to that.
prevent future incidents? Let's start over here.
I major in technology. That's my strongest suit. With technology, I can make a lot of changes around here, along with Jay. Jay and I have, frankly, what I would just say, the same goals. And if we were given just a little bit of power, just a little bit of funding, I think I would be able to make security measures that'll keep us all from looking behind us, looking over our shoulders constantly. Like I said, safety is my utmost priority. I don't want it so much so that people are constantly being watched, but I wanted to make it a little bit more safer here. With technology, and my biggest spot is technology. I feel like we'd be able to do something, me and Jay. But that's it.
Okay. Before we continue, a quick reminder that this is open discussion. If any of the candidates have anything they'd like to say at any point to any of the others, please feel free to do so.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, what's your plans with the skulk you're experimenting with?
The skulk is an ongoing experiment that I wish I had more time with. It is absolutely up there with my list of priorities, and if it wasn't for the cultists being up there as well, I think the skulk would be right there with it. The second I can expand my lab, I promise I will be working day in and day out on trying to get rid of the skulk. Absolutely.
But do you really think it's a smart idea to be containing it in these little capsules, especially with everything going on? I mean, the whole explosions. How do you know that one of those explosions, they could have gone astray and set the skulk free?
You're
that would
right.
have been terrible. It's not worth experimenting with.
That's true, and that's why I don't plan on really experimenting with it over ground. I'm planning on having an underground lab for experiments that could go absolutely wrong. So when it comes to the skulk, which is probably the most dangerous, I would have it deep underground in a lab where I can make sure that the rest of the town is safe if it in fact goes wrong.
Well, I respect that, and in fact, there's something I should probably talk to you about relating to Skulk if you have some free time.
Of course.
At some point. Okay, that's the end of my question.
I have a question for Sai.
Rob, the floor is for you.
Sure.
So, continuing the topic of the skulk, how do you plan on studying the skulk and running the country or the town?
I'm going to be brutally honest because I am no liar. That was not me, and that's not who I am. running the country is secondary to the safety of the people. And when it comes to the Skulk, I will set aside my duties of running to Jay. Of course, I won't be running on Vice, but I will set aside most of the actual political running duties to Jay, while I personally gather a team to work on things such as the Skulk. That's how I would go about it.
Okay. I'm satisfied.
Let's focus back to the topic of conversation. YB, what are your plans for security going forward?
Well, I'm no scientist or, fighter or whatever. So maybe I don't have the qualifications to, sit here and be like, I can make sure that nothing ever will happen. But I can tell you that I'm going to try my damn best to make sure that the people here are safe, to do what I can to learn from the people around me and gather as much information I can and try to keep anyone I can safe. And I'm not going to stand here and make false promises that everyone will be safe. Because that's not fair to the people who aren't, to the people who do get hurt. It's not fair of me to promise things that I can't 100% be assured of. But I can assure you that I'm going to try. That I'm going to do all I can to learn and to figure out how to run the country the best. And that includes asking people what they feel, figuring out what the country wants, what the people want from us, rather than sitting here and making promises to do things that I can't promise to do.
All right. Any comments?
I have a question.
Yeah.
So you said a lot about like that you're going to make us safe. How do you plan on making us safe?
Well, that's something I'll figure out as I go. Like I said, I'm not a fighter or a tech guy or whatever. I don't have training. I don't have anything, but I'm willing to ask around to figure out what people want and what other people suggest and figure it out from there. I have ideas. I have thoughts of different things that can be done, but I want to make sure that it is in the best interest of everyone else before we go forward with anything.
Okay.
Rob, you have a statement on the whole topic you'd like to prepare?
I would like to say that I've seen a lot of pain and death and misery, and I've seen a failure of a government to protect its people. And I can go ahead and say that from what I've seen, I could do better. The security around here is pretty terrible. I mean, it's really bad. There's no punishment for rule breaking. It's like a rogue city. So my statement on the security issue is I'll be focusing on things that will help everybody, more of like maybe building walls to add security, like more reinforcement into the nights to help, I don't know, like enforce the law and things like that. I'll actually like be there. I think that's a good point to make. I feel like that's important. I also feel like I'll have a plan that I believe in, and even though I value the output of everybody else in the town, it's my plan, and I feel like it would work. That's it.
I have a question for Rob.
Yes.
How would you go about placing walls around Marigold in terms of how would people take that? How would you take that if they were to assume that this wall would make them feel outcasted from the outside world, closed in, way too watched, way too guarded? The biggest thing about security, at least from what I could tell in my experience on security, is that too much security will make people feel overprotected, too watched, no privacy whatsoever. And I feel like walls is the biggest way to make people feel completely enclosed and outsiders to a world that's beyond them. How would you go about doing something like this and avoiding that problem?
I feel like that's not a problem at all. I feel like being overprotected is way better than being underprotected. It's way better to be alive and I guess be watched than be dead because there's nothing in place to protect you.
So you suggest losing freedom in terms of, privacy, not being watched, in favor of maybe possibly not dying, not even working in the first place. Therefore, not only do you have a security problem, but you also have people against your side because of the privacy issue. Are you sure this is the best way to go about it?
I don't feel like it's a privacy issue. I feel like it's just protection against things that are outside. I feel like walls are necessary to keep things out. I feel like people can just enter the city and do whatever they like without no repercussions.
While I
feel like
believe
it's-
that, sorry
ahead.
for interrupting you. While I believe that walls is a good base structure on making people feel safer, and of course letting anybody into the town is also a liability for risk, you have to also understand that freedom is important to the people, and eventually people will start to feel enclosed. Like, for instance, walling off the city will bring less outsiders, which means less people to join our ranks, less people to join the knights, and less people to build our cities. Sure, there is a possibility that they're a murderer, whatever have you, but that also completely eliminates the possibility of letting in people who don't have that, that strange vibe to them. So, again, not only do you have the possible privacy security measure issue, they also breach and security measure. You also have not letting new people into the town, which brings less workers and less people overall.
I disagree with everything you just said because. Go ahead, Wybie.
You also have the issue of expansion. Marigold is always growing. There are always new people joining the town. You going to keep tearing down the walls and moving them out further every single time a new person walks into town and wants to settle down here? Constant renovations, constantly moving the walls, constantly rebuilding them, putting forces out there just to change the wall when someone new comes into town? And what about the people who don't necessarily want to live in the wall, making them feel like they can't come in and can't be a part of Marigold because they don't want to live inside the wall and they won't get the... Are you saying the people outside of Marigold who live outside the wall won't get the same protection as the people inside? Or are you willing to set out more resources to protect those outside of the wall as well?
My mission right now is to rebuild and protect the city of Marigold. So I feel that any people who are afraid of the walls that are protecting our town that will be built if I am elected, I feel like that should be people who are afraid of like a city who protects their town. Like I disagree with what Sai said and the fact that it would deter people from coming here. I feel like people would want to go to a town that has walls and that protects itself. I feel like people would want to go to a town that cares about its citizens and wants to keep them alive.
Okay, one more question. I don't mean to harken on this topic over and over again, but again, expansion is in leeway for growth, which means you don't need a wall to gather more citizens to a city. There has been countless cities without walls that are absolutely thriving. Walls only ask for privacy issues and deter new people from coming in because of said privacy issues. Yes, walls can protect people from, let's say, dragons or let's say raiders. That is 100% apparent. But with the expansion of Marigold and too many walls, you are enclosing your citizens and deterring people who may want to join with us. I firmly believe a wall is the absolute opposite of a way to go. And if you want to have a city thrive, you need to expand it. Don't use walls to enclose it. You need to make it shine. Let people know that the city is open. But I apologize. That's just me.
Sorry, question? I've got a question for Rob.
Yes, sir.
So your plans are to build walls. How do you expect that's going to help the relations between Evergreen and Marigold? I mean, as the mayor of Evergreen, I want to keep relations up, but building a wall, that's going to be very difficult for us.
That's no opposition to your town. It's just a precautionary measure against other people who would like to hurt us. Evergreen will still be included as a part of Marigold, I feel. Well, not as part of Marigold, but as a
Yes, I mean, must I remind you that we are a sovereign nation.
Yes.
We aren't, we're separate. We're under different jurisdictions. But while it seems to me you're trying to say that everyone is hostile, but that also negatively impacts the people you're trying to help, Marigold, the innocent people like the citizens of New Evergreen.
I feel like it's necessary to assume that everybody's out to get you. I feel like that's a basis of survival. I feel like you should always be cautious of what is the unknown. But I think you should also be open to the chance that people could come in and help you. That's why we're building the wall, to help maybe regulate the people who are coming in, and maybe like get some documentation on them so they're not just rogues who are coming into our city and, I don't know, blowing up the place.
But a wall would isolate communities like Evergreen and Devilstown and the other ones out there. The smaller nations that can't protect themselves as easily as Marigold.
I agree.
That's
I
all
don't
I have to say.
understand. We're not heeding protection of Evergreen or New Evergreen. We're just helping ourselves. Like, I encourage you guys to also build a wall to protect yourself. There's no less protection of Evergreen or anything like that. I want to be great friends with the nation of Evergreen. I want to be partners, trade partners. I want our cities to grow together. But it's just about national security and prevention against the death of, I don't know, multiple citizens that happened earlier. Maybe protection against the followers of Sharma.
That's okay. Well, for the citizens of Marigold in this room, I have a question for you. How do you expect Marigold to grow and thrive without the help of other people and other nations? Do you think isolation is going to help you?
We're not isolating. I think you guys are getting the wrong point here. We're not isolating from everybody else. We have like openings in the wall for people to come in and help.
Sure sounds like it.
Rob, I think you've dug yourself into a deep enough hole. Let's move on.
Thank you.
One thing that I feel like was brought up earlier was the idea of confidence. We need a leader who knows that what they're doing is right and it's going to work. How can you ensure that you will have the confidence to do what must be done? Let's start with YB on this one.
Sorry. Well, I'm personally a person of the people. I'm confident that I can hear the people out and understand what the people really need and what they really want and put that into play. I can confidently say that I am here to listen to what everyone has to say, take that into account, and then go forward with a plan that will positively affect the most amount of people. And I can't say for certain that it'll affect everyone because, again, I don't want to make false promises that I can protect everybody because I don't think that's physically possible, that one person or two people can protect a whole massive group of people perfectly. I don't think that's physically, humanly possible. But I can confidently say that I will listen to each and every one of you and listen to what you have to say and put that into play and see what I can do and what we can do as a community to make Marigold a better place overall. I don't want this to be a JD and I only calling the shots. That doesn't feel right. I feel like everyone should at least have a say in how this goes and what people want. So I can say confidently that I will be here to listen and that I will be here to help everyone as much as I can.
That's very considerate of you.
Yeah. And the people of Evergreen are in that too.
I appreciate
want to help
that.
you guys out as much as possible.
That's amazing. It's honestly, that's what we need.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Of course.
All right, we'll move on to Rob.
The question was confidence, right?
Yeah.
So I feel I have very good confidence in my plan. I would like to have confidence in everybody. Like my confidence in myself running the country and MBS running the country is very strong. I feel that I would try my best to secure a nice future for the land of Marigold and the land of the people around them. My goal is, of course, I agree with what Wybie said. You can't be 100% perfect, but you can damn well try. So I feel like that's the basis of what our plan is going to be.
So your intentions are to only try, not do. Is that what you're saying?
I never said that. I said we will do, and we will do, and we will succeed. I don't understand that. Like failure isn't an option to me. We have to try, and we have to do.
But people only learn from their mistakes.
Yes, we are learning from the mistakes of the last presidency. Everybody makes mistakes. I've made mistakes, and we're all human here. So at the end of the day, we're not perfect, but we damn well will try, and we will do.
So if you're making mistakes, how do you expect to succeed every time and keep the people of Marigold safe?
Because you'll always get better from mistakes.
I see. Okay. Thank you.
Well,
All right, Sai.
I would absolutely love to build on what Rob just said. And while I disagree with most points, what I do agree with is that mistakes is what makes the person. And we all know, according to both Rob and Ben, that mistakes are, they can be repeated, but they also could be fixed and then they can be improved upon. Jay is well known amongst the town for making a huge mistake. That we can all agree on, including myself. But like both Rob and Men has stated, a mistake is just that, a mistake. I firmly believe that Jay is willing to come back from that mistake that he made. I firmly believe that he's a leader. And I firmly believe that together we don't have to just think that we're going to do something or hope that we're going to learn how to do something. I know we are going to do something. For the sake of Marigold, we have to be better than perfect. I do not want more people to die, and neither does Jay. So, forgive me, but being less than perfect will just not cut it for me. And I'm sure it won't cut it for Jay either. This is a matter of emergency. And no one here is taking effect apart. No one here, YB, Rob, is taking a huge stride, while me and Jay have already made changes. I understand your qualms with his mistake, and I get it. But mistakes are exactly what you guys said. They can be changed. They can be improved upon. And that is exactly what we set out to do. Thank you.
I'm sorry. So you mean you aren't planning on taking large strides?
No, that is quite the opposite. I plan on taking even larger strides than anybody has ever done before. Like I said, perfect is not going to cut it. I need more than perfect. To make a true change, that is what we have to do.
Doesn't that leave a very large margin for error? Maybe you're getting a bit ahead of yourself.
No, absolutely. Error is what we're going to face time and time and time again. But the clarity with perfection is that when you set your goals high, you try your best to achieve them. If I want to be more than perfect, I will try and try and try and try again until I get that goal. That is what I have set out to do from the beginning. From before I became Jay's Vice. That is what I wanted. We cannot afford to keep making mistakes, and if I have to, I will be more than perfect. It'll be a matter of time.
Fair enough.
All right, if that's it, I would like to open the floor to more questions from the audience. If anyone has anything, let's hear from as many people as we can.
I'll be happy to answer anything.
Tough crowd.
Seems like no questions.
So, Sai, I have a question for you.
Of course.
You said YB and Rob are not taking large strides, and you and Jay have. Yet,
No. That's not what I mean. YB has taken strides, and Rob has taken strides. For instance, the hospital, and YB is just doing absolutely everything that they can. I can see that. I'm not blind to that fact. But I'm not just taking strides. I am taking large strides. I believe in the last speech that you've heard from Jay that we have moved Sharma into a much more safe cell away from Marigold in an undisclosed location. That was our biggest stride that we have made so far. For the longest time, Sharma has been locked in a place he could have escaped from in a matter of seconds. That we did overnight. Which one of you in the audience know of anything that YB or Rob have done along the lines of that?
I'm sorry, but you're saying that building a hospital that has already saved lives is not much of a big deal compared to doing something you should have already done a long time ago?
that's actually a fair point.
That is a fair point, but the difference between then and now is that I was not in power. I wasn't able to make that choice. I wasn't able to touch Sharma in a way where it would make a big difference. And I absolutely applaud Rob for making a hospital. It has saved countless lives. But again, there are injured people who have been injured recently and weren't able to make it to the hospital because Rob wasn't manning it. And I think we're all aware of that. I was having to tend to people since the hospital was arrived. In fact, I do clearly remember that when the hospital was built, after the explosions, I still was tending to the wounded myself without medical gear. So while I do... Oh, my apologies. Go ahead.
Sorry, I was just saying, don't you think that's something you should be improving then? Instead of
course, yes.
focusing on other things?
One of the biggest things that I want to constantly talk about when it comes to our presidency is that I want the safety of the people to be realized. Not just technologically security way, I mean actual safety. Absolutely more staff on hospital, always on deck, 24/7. I will be personally hiring people. And Rob, again, I absolutely thank you for building a hospital, but it is not up to standard. I am going to hopefully approve it with your consent, if, of course, we get elected.
Yes, I agree. I believe that I need help, and I do agree that I'm happy that you realize that.
So,
And
a
again-
question.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
No,
Sorry.
go ahead, Sai. Finish the thing I'll ask after.
Again, I am not going to sit here and not recognize the accomplishments that YB has also done. YB has done so much for the community, constantly bringing people together. YB can't walk into a room without somebody smiling. That is just how it is. YB means a lot to everyone. The community, to me, to everyone. And while we are standing on two different sides of the post here, I firmly believe that if I can't make a big change, YB can. That is all there is to it. Pillars of the community is what we need. Huge pillars of the community who know how to make large strides. Now, I do not want to seem like I'm attacking you, YB, but we have not made large enough strides. At least, not that I have seen. And that is what I set out to do. That is what me and Jay set out to do. Now, what was your question?
I have a question for all of you. What do you actually plan on doing about the followers and the hell tree, things like that? Because it seems like nothing has been done.
Can I be honest with you, Asher?
When we went down there was not even a barrier around getting into the hell tree. We got in there quickly.
Yes, I'm aware of the so-called hell tree. If I'm going to be honest, the cultists have been looting me for a long time. I have sat down for countless hours doing countless research, looking, scouring, and trying to plan out where their next attacks where their bases are and where have they gone. I don't know what potions they use for their invisibility. I do not know what alchemy they use to hurt people or somehow plant TNT under our noses. I hope that with the increase in power that we get if Jay gets reelected, that I will be able to do much, much more in terms of fighting the cultists. That is absolutely my biggest goal, like I have said to Ven. Right next to exploring the Skulk fully, I want to absolutely figure out better ways of dealing with this the Sharma situation.
Sorry, I have another unrelated question.
Go ahead.
What's your plan to help the populations of giraffe around the world and stop the trade of giraffe ossicones in Marigold?
What's a giraffe?
What?
You guys don't know what giraffes are?
No.
Giraffes are
Oh.
a long-necked. Usually hunted for their intricate pelts. I was not aware that that was an issue in Marigold.
We're not gonna entertain this.
So what about YB and Rob?
I have a
what do you two plan?
comment.
Yeah.
The other two candidates did not get to answer the previous question.
Yeah.
True.
Go ahead.
You want to go first?
I'll let you go first.
Okay. Look, I get that Sai and Rob probably have great ideas or plans or these neither of them have had a target on their head by the followers. None of them have been hurt by the followers. Neither of them have been hit. I have. I know what it's like to have this big red target on your head that at any chance, at any point in time, you could get hurt again. I understand the fear and the terror in this town at the fact that at any point in time, any one of us could die or any one of us could be stabbed in the back. But I can promise you.
Sorry, I had a question, but you can go on.
No, what was your question?
I don't mean to attack you because I know you've been through a lot with the whole Sharma business, the Sharma followers hurting you in a way that I cannot imagine. But I must ask, how are we supposed to know that the Sharma, the cultists of Sharma, the followers, are not currently targeting us right now? How are we supposed to know that you were not the only target? How are we supposed to know that they are not attacking Puffer next?
We don't know who they're attacking next, Sai.
Exactly.
But I'm saying that you haven't been targeted yet.
Or we are being targeted and we just don't know. What you mean is I haven't been hurt yet.
Yes, you haven't been hurt yet. None of the people up here have been hurt yet by them.
Which I understand.
But I don't think that this should be something that one person should be working on. I don't think this is something that could only be related to whoever gets elected. We should be working on this as a group. As a community, we should be putting all of the information that everybody has on this together. Figuring out who knows what, figuring out who's seen what, if anybody saw anything at all during any of the attacks, marking down all the data we have and working together as a group to figure this out. One person, two people alone are not going to be able to figure this out. This is not something that one or two people can figure out on their own. This is something that is going to take all of us grouping together, putting all of our heads together and figuring this out as a group.
I absolutely agree. I think some of
said.
the brightest people among us are these individuals that we have before us today. I think some of the most smartest among us here are the pillars of the community themselves. The people that are littering these stands are some of the people that I believe would help us with this whole craze, which is why I never myself were planned on just doing it with me and Jay. I planned on using the community to my advantage as well. But I agree.
Even if JD and I don't get elected, even before the elections occur, I want to start going around and asking people what they saw on the days that the attacks happened, who was where, start taking down logs. Because this is not something that should be a political matter. This is a national matter. This is a matter that affects us all, not just the people standing up here on the podium. which is why we should all take the time to work on this together. So that is my standing on this.
If we could wrap up this discussion quickly, we have one more person we need to hear from, and we're running slightly behind schedule. Rob, if you'd like to make your comments.
On the topic of the followers, I mean, I want to kill them. I want to kill them dead. Anybody who attacks my citizens, my friends, my family, I want to hunt them down. I want to make them pay. And I'm going to get a group together if I get elected. Well, regardless of if I get elected, I would like to get a group together, as YB has said, as Cyanide has said, to take these fuckers down. We need to get back at them. No one comes into our town and makes a fool out of us and kills my friends, our friends. I feel like I agree with YB and how we need to get more. There wasn't enough spotlight of the last candidates or the last presidency. There wasn't enough spotlight on the followers of Sharma. I feel there wasn't enough effort put into it. I feel that it almost felt like it was the tragedy struck of the explosions and people died, and it almost felt like it was almost forgotten. That day needs to be fuel for our fire to go kill these fuckers and make sure that Marigold is last one left standing.
I'm sorry, so you used to be a person who wanted to build hospitals and help people, but now you're focusing on violence? Seems to me you've changed.
I haven't changed at all. My sole purpose as president is to provide security and defense to ensure the safety of the people. I feel like my best friend died. Like, I feel like that's just disregarded. Like, people died, and it's almost like we're just doing nothing about it. I feel like we should focus on all purposes of the government, like saving people, as in building more hospitals, training people themselves, and additionally, like building up a military to help fight against the followers of Sharma, to help fight against Sharma, period, to help fight against other pillager nations around us, to help build a military big enough to protect Evergreen. I feel like all those things are essential. So I feel like I don't need to just focus on just one aspect of like a campaign. I need to focus on everything. If that answers your question.
Yeah, that'll do.
Certainly bold, I suppose.
I have a question.
Were they
Simon.
warm when they killed like tons of people in our town? Were they nice about that, Sai?
No, but there is an ancient old saying, don't fight fire with fire. I believe that is in play here.
So we should just give them prison time. Yep, I agree. All right.
I don't agree that most of them deserves prison time. Absolutely not. They're murderers, killers. They've made an attempt on countless people's lives. But I don't think we should gather our pitchforks and torches and start raiding where they live, killing people that may not even have anything to do with it in the first place. I just recommend not taking an absolute violence approach. That's all.
So what do you suggest we do then?
I suggest we find out who they are first. That's all. Then we make changes from there. Decide on an actual goal.
I have a question for Simon.
Yes.
You just, within the last week, announced the possibility of running for vice president. With that much time, are you sure that you're ready for a full term if you win, staying as vice president?
I can't promise that everything that I'll do will be coherent, smart, and of liking of an actual vice president. But what I have is aspirations, goals, and a plan. And I feel like
do you have the time to dedicate to that?
Absolutely. I've had time since before my election in the first place. Like I've said, I've spent countless hours doing absolutely every bit of research that I can. And yes, I'm aware that research isn't enough in a term like this, but I don't have the resources. That is why I'm up at this podium today. I hope that answers your question.
It does.
I have a question.
Oh, yeah. Hold on. Go ahead.
YV,
Keep it short.
do you
Huh?
feel you are fit to run the government at your age?
Yeah. I feel like I'm more matured than a good chunk of the people here.
Okay, I have another question.
Yeah?
Can you be hard enough on, let's say, criminals?
Yeah. People who
Okay.
deserve it, yeah.
I think being younger might even be a good thing. It gives YB less of a chance to be corrupted by the world.
Well, we are running quite short of time, so
Yeah.
do you have any other
The time
questions
for the
there?
presidents.
If we have anything else, I'd like to wrap this up quickly so we can move on to the next section.
I'm good.
Nothing else? Okay, so feel free to leave the podium now. We're going to take a quick 10-minute intermission and then get the president.
You did great. Nice job.
Thanks.
So you did great. All right, it's all good, man.
Dude, I don't know if anything I even
Right.
said mattered. I
Come on
think
in.
every time
Cool,
that I said
right?
a word, they
Again,
just looked
just
at me.
keep going with
Don't worry,
the
you said the
truth.
right
Come on in.
things. You did.
And if the truth
Told you,
sounds
come on.
bad,
Hey.
make
Come
a compromise. Tell them how you're going to fix it, all that.
We are
I
I just
You're
hope.
up next.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad that you guys went first because now I know
You want to go talk?
what to say.
Yeah, let's do that.
Hey, Lucky.
Hi, that was amazing.
Meredith, you mind if we get past
Yeah.
you? Okay, you did. You said the right stuff. Don't worry, you did.
I sure fucking hope so, but I know that this is gonna make a difference. They don't care. They don't care what we have to say. They know.
Listen, Rob. I like Rob, but he's saying the wrong things. YB? I still very much so think very highly of YB. It's just you and I. It's not changed. Not since we last talked to you. What, half hour, 45 minutes ago? We know what we're setting out to do. We know what we're doing.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Again, it doesn't matter if we win. We already have a goal in mind. So I just want the people to know that we're at least giving it a go, right?
Yeah.
Again, I just doubt most people care. I'm sure the second you walk up on that podium, they're turning their ears off and not paying attention.
All I have to do is hope. It's about the message. And we have enough on our belt already. We've actually done things.
I suppose. Just try and build off anything that I said. Keep it straight. You know how the political nonsense works.
I'm going to be
God,
continuing off your point as to what we're doing next with the followers.
I don't know.
They have to know.
This is feeling more and more like the old world. You know, with the
You
whole
know, as one person who
political
doesn't understand the
debates.
old world still, I don't know whether that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Ripe with political nonsense. Everybody was against each other, at each other's throats. Violence was prevalent. It's pretty much exactly like Marigold, without all the tall skyscrapers and that modern technology. And I guess guns. Guns are a big factor.
Yeah, too bad we don't have any of those.
I
Whatever
wouldn't
those
want
are.
them. Better bow and arrows, pretty much. But again, we don't need tools of destruction. We need tools of experience, strength, leadership, that sort of thing.
And we have it. You and I are both prolific voices in the community.
Prolific voices that they're tuning out. That's all there is to it. We could talk all this brightness. Oh yeah, we could kill Sharma, and they probably still wouldn't care.
I still don't know if even that's even an option.
I
I'll
doubt
be
it.
honest with you. I've been thinking about it, but what would that mean for us?
What would that mean for Hollow? I wouldn't want to do something like that.
I haven't
to
seen
him.
Hollow in days. I talked to him a few days ago. He said
I thought for
was,
sure that Hollow was going to appear here today. It seems like his kind of thing.
Well, we spoke about it the last time I saw him. The day after we put away Sharma. He told me that, he's kind of tuning this out. He's got things to worry about. I know he's been visiting Sharma. Apparently MBS, giving him access as he should. But
I guess, yeah.
all we can hope for now is, if we ever do go down that path, it is something we have to talk to Hollow about. And that's a thing that, do we go with the people and talk about it? That we're just going to provoke followers, or I don't know.
That's the best way of doing it. What I need, I have a little bit of history in knowing how political debates work, only because of the old worlds, TV stations, political stuff like that. I wasn't very into it when I was a kid, but I knew a lot about it. It was prevalent what was messing up the world, and politics had a lot to do with it. So all I know is smile, tell people the truth, and tell them what you really want to do, and tell them that you have a goal. And usually that works out. But in our case, well, everybody in Marigold pretty much hates us, including my best friend. So
I know that must have been hard walking past YB, and I have to commend you on that.
I just wish that, I don't know, something will rekindle. I hate being on the opposite sides. But like I said, we know what we need to do.
Okay, 5 more minutes. But I hear you. Remember, the greater goal here is fixing and repairing and mending Marigold together. I almost
Right.
agree with some of the things Rob said. I'm not so sure about the whole wall business, but I do think that we need to re-educate the knights and therefore the followers. Remember that plan I mentioned to you about finding someone that, is not that familiar with Marigold and probably isn't known by the followers? I think we find out that one person and see if we can use them to
I
layer
guess
out the
so.
followers. You remember I
Of course,
mentioned that to you.
we'll have to worry about that plan afterwards.
I think we
Right
do it
now-
in between. We may not have the time to do so. They're going to look at it as a bad idea. I think with what the time we have left, before the election, we figure this out. While we have the chance. You and I are still going to do great
Unfortunately-
things, whether or not we get elected or not. But this is something that they're not going to take well. And I think we'll have to use it toward discretion. But okay,
I suppose.
let's head back. But if you're cool, I may mention that. Are you okay with me saying that?
Just keep it lighthearted.
Honest.
The
True.
more reasons for people to hearken on you, and the more questions that get asked that you can't answer, is less of a reason for them to even listen to us if they had one at all.
Yeah. They're expecting me to lie through my teeth and come up with the most absurd of plans when
I'm
we're
sure
actually
of it.
only doing good. But
Everything I've ever said on that podium was true. But yeah, we gotta get going.
here, yeah, if you don't mind.
Yep.
I have to leave for a second. Can you
I'll
even
watch the
Pedro
photo.
was agreeing
just
with
like
me. He
take
was just
5
nodding
minutes
his
and make
head.
sure everyone who was here comes back and nobody new comes, and if someone new does
Speaking of
come, to
people
report
coming.
them. Come back in. Yeah. Yep. You're already on the lists. Go ahead. It's only 2 pages, more like 1.5. I'll be right
So,
back.
does anyone know where
Okay,
Ben and
thank
Rin
you.
or Ben and Puffer actually went?
No, don't care anymore.
They went to talk or something.
They're getting high, most
They're
likely.
getting
Probably.
high.
I would like to thank Ven for asking such criticizing questions. It really.
Oh, you
lets
might
me
want to
get
go
home.
thank them by taking away his drugs.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
drunk and high.
I don't
I mean,
want
I
to
don't
take
know about
anything
drunk,
away from
but-
somebody if that's their
No,
personal decision.
he was drinking alcohol behind me. I
Oh
heard
my
it.
god.
I'll give me a minute. I'll
Claire,
go
how
talk
much
to
time do
him.
we have left?
Don't
for next
force anything. Don't make him do something he doesn't want to
No,
do.
I
even
know.
If it is
I'm
destructive.
just gonna.
I mean,
talk
considering
to him,
last
so-
time Puffer almost hurt
Just gonna
someone,
talk.
so
Yeah,
Well,
Don't
Puffer
really
needs to
have
gonna be
understand.
fine.
I'm just gonna try and tell them. Wait.
Then
do it elsewhere.
then they need
mean-
to understand that's their problem to fix. That we can't force them to do anything that they don't want to do.
I know. I'm just gonna go try and persuade.
Yeah, just talk to them. Just
Yeah.
see what you can do.
I'll be right back.
Are we taking an extra 5 minutes, or what are we doing?
Well, we need them, so
We can.
We do?
Well, yeah, an audience is
yeah.
an audience.
JD and YB kind of just left, so.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Then I'm on
I will be right back.
Comes back.
I'm honestly surprised nothing blew up yet, you know?
I wouldn't. I
Don't
would
jinx
not.
it.
Yeah, don't jinx it. Considering we're all here now.
Yeah. I mean, I honestly expected it to happen back at Jay's speech, but
Oh yeah, you're right.
Honestly,
I mean,
every single word I felt like I was going to get shot at.
yeah. I mean, considering how you're running with Jay, you do probably have a higher target on your back.
Most likely. But that's something I'm willing to go through.
You got a few minutes.
I mean, yeah, it's really working out better than was expected. I mean, people are asking constructive questions, except for, well, the giraffe one.
I
didn't expect
have not
anything
been
less from
explained what
Marigold.
I have not been explained what a giraffe is.
It's an old
Apparently,
world
it's a
animal, went extinct
long-necked
a long
creature.
time ago.
A long-necked creature that's been extinct.
Yeah.
Sounds like my dad.
And people are selling.
They were.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I think Fenn is living in the past, but
Wait, if there was long-necked you guys could sustain animals in Evergreen?
it is a lush
No,
environment.
don't look at me like that.
Oh, speaking of that, should we tell them the thing that who's back? Isaac's may
what?
or may not be back.
The what?
Yeah,
The normal Isaac, not Warren Isaac, is back.
Excuse me.
What?
Maybe
Okay,
we're starting again. Well, we'll talk about
What
this
did-
later.
Hi.
It's a bad thing. I'll tell
Sorry,
you.
I had to use the bathroom really bad. Thank
Wait,
you for
that
taking
is
over
the
for
wrong
me.
book.
Alright.
Take this one.
Oh.
Huffer, are you all there?
Don't worry, I
think he's
didn't
all
look.
there.
Thank you.
Did anyone new come?
Not that I
Nope.
know of.
Okay. Did the light go off at any point when nobody stepped through?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
That's kind of.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure we're good.
All right.
Let's hope we don't blow up.
Alright, are we.
I would stop repeating that because it's not bound to happen.
Let's hope for the real part of the conversation.
And those who think they're presidential candidates, please take the stand.
Huh?
Alright,
Interesting choice.
We're gonna, much like with the first one, we're gonna open with, opening statements. This is gonna be more in depth because, of course, this is gonna be the full plan. JD, you begin.
With an opening statement?
Yeah. What do you have? What do you
I feel like with this past election, no one was prepared for anyone leaving or anything that happened. But I feel if I'm elected as president, I can be more prepared and I can prepare this town for better changes, better safety, and we can all work on it as a community.
Yeah. That it? All right. You know what? Let's get this part over with. Jay, you're next.
Since Marigold was founded, it started off as a very small community. We weren't prepared for the kinds of issues we'd be facing in the years since we've kicked off our very. Despite my past and my issues of leaving Marigold, I do believe I am the one, along with my vice president, to enact the proper steps to properly securing and making Marigold a better place. We know what has to be done. That is all.
All right. Also very short. MBS, do you have some words for us?
I would keep this one short. Firstly, disregard anything Rob has said. He's not really in the best mental state right now. Secondly, a lot of you know me. some for worse reason than others. And I'm not gonna be here saying that I'm an I or anything. I'll keep this simple. One snap of a finger, that's all it takes to bring down the city. I've seen it with my own eyes. And if we don't do anything right now, that's gonna happen. It's already happened with Sharma. That was my mistake. I should have been there for that, but I'm here now. I'm gonna bring a change. I'm not just gonna sit around or just leave town like some other senile old man. That's pretty much it.
Question for all the candidates.
Go ahead.
So, how do you all plan to support the distribution of penis milk?
Nope, we're skipping this.
No, sorry, it's a
Everyone
valid
gets
question.
it. No, everybody gets it. Simple answer.
Everyone gets it? That
Yeah,
that
everyone.
is strong. I support that.
Yeah.
Everybody
should have the right.
What about
I agree.
banning Oscar trade?
And it's not called penis milk, it's called milk.
No. Sorry. I was just, I was talking.
What was your question?
Sorry.
I also have a question. So, MBS, you're stating that your vice president does not speak for kind of counterintuitive. What's up with that?
Because I'll keep it simple. I'm not sitting here. I'm not gonna pretend like I'm here running for actual presidency. I'm just here to make you guys and not make the Saints again.
All right, if we're done with the opening section, this is going to be a little structured a little differently from the first half of this. This is going to be more personal, directed at each of the candidates individually. Okay, so let's start over here. JD,
What's up?
I'm actually going to be here to do stuff because you seem to never be around when things go down.
I plan on being more on time with things. During this whole thing, it was when I was inaugurated, I guess. It was sudden. I wasn't prepared. I didn't have anything planned. I was kind of just following Jay, and then he left. And so I plan on being more on time with things. I try my best. I stayed up all night just so I wouldn't wake up late for this. And I understand in the past I do lose track of time with things, but I plan on being a lot more on time with that.
All right. MBS, I'll be blunt with this one. Are you torturing people in the prison?
No.
All right. All right. Moving
Objection.
on. Jay, when can we expect you to abandon?
Go on. Sorry, I was just going to say, when I was actually under the influence one time, MBS was quite violent.
I didn't even touch you. That was Asher.
Okay, please.
I think you're forgetting you were drunk.
Yes, no, I was.
Please,
but
guys,
I remember.
calm it down. Anyway, I was saying, Jay, when can we next expect you to abandon us?
I won't be abandoning Marigold. I know that's the one thing that's, known about me and my character, but it is not something I have in mind. I don't plan to walk out on the city just like I did with the interview either. I'm here to...
All right.
Question.
No tricks, no gimmicks.
Can't you do that without rerunning for presidency?
Sadly, I won't have much of a place where I can do that if I'm not.
Okay.
All right, JD.
Yes.
You've already been president for 5 months. How is getting elected again going to change it? You're going to change the fact that you've done nothing.
Well, for these 5 months, Jay left, told no one, and me and YB both were alone with this whole thing. We had nothing planned. And if I'm reelected, I guess, we have plans for different precautions. We're trying to get things put through right now. And if I'm not elected, I can't do that. And I'm trying to help Marigold. I'm trying to help the people here. That's all I care about. The skulk, the cult, the hell tree, all of it. It's all stuff that it's all my highest priority right now when it comes to Marigold, and that includes the safety of everyone here.
All right.
Considering circumstances, I think you've done a good job, JD.
Thank you, Van.
No worries.
All right. MBS. How do I word this? You already mentioned that you were not around when Karma came. Do you have a reason why?
Yeah. As I said before, I put fate in the wrong candidate. I thought Jay would do the right thing. I was wrong. It's as simple as that. I just took a day off.
Could you speak up a little bit, please? Can't actually hear you from back here.
I was busy.
Sorry.
Okay.
If I may.
Yeah. Go ahead.
MBS, with all due respect, while you were busy doing whatever it is you thought was more important than defending Marigold, I assembled the Knights, despite my past issues in the week before, and I actually gave my life to stop and prevent Sharma. Where were you then? Where were you after that? I didn't even see you until I returned. Was what you had going on way more important?
Yes, it was, because somebody has to put up countermeasures here. You can't just tell everybody that a god is going to come here and not expect me to try and do something about it.
Yet, what were you doing? We still don't even know that.
Who do you think has been actually getting productive stuff done on the fires? You've seen where Sharma is right now. You know that that's not something anyone else here has been able to do yet.
I have been doing the research.
What MBS is trying to say is that I've already done what I need to do with Sharma. 4 nights ago, as Simon had mentioned, I did move Sharma to the finished prison. He's more contained and more safe than he was previously. The guild/tavern was not a safe place for Sharma. Anybody could have walked in there should they have wanted to. But upon my return, and a week since my speech, I've already done 2 things that I promised. Moving Sharma and the deconsecration of J Enterprises, which happens later today.
How about you tell them how we really
about MBS.
How we really took care of Sharma.
Simon put together a prototype device that would actually nullify the mind of Sharma, causing him to think straight, causing him to move erratically. And it worked. That is how we did it. That is how MBS, Simon, and I moved Sharma overnight.
Word moved.
So I took care of it. Same with Simon, same with MBS.
Yet you're here taking all the credit.
I have not once said that. I've listed.
You literally just said that.
Others know too.
I haven't mentioned it 3 times in the same day now, have I?
Do you want to explain? Do you want to tell them how
Sure,
we
we took.
Go ahead.
Sure. We put handcuffs on him. We threatened his life. We took him.
This is true.
Whose idea was that?
That was mine.
Can I bring up the fact that no one told me about this, and I'm just now finding out about this?
Yeah, you can bring that
Well,
up.
you weren't here.
The fact that Jay came back from whatever he was doing in New Sion and is just saying he's president again. And I understand where
You're
he comes
talking
from
about
with
New
that.
Sion as if we're not from that same home, JD.
I know
you
we
were
are.
at the speech a week ago. You know exactly what I was doing. If there's anybody in this room besides even Hollow, you should be the one to understand exactly what I went back to
I
see.
understand why you did it, but didn't tell anyone. You didn't leave any prep. You didn't even. You left. You just straight up left. And then you came
right.
back
This is a known fact.
And started just taking control again. You didn't
not
talk
taking
to
control.
anyone about it first. You just, well, you're making some pretty big decisions for someone who's supposedly the president again.
Someone needs to do something. Cyanide is a brilliant mind, MBS is a great peacekeeper, and I'm the one with the history, and I am the one that knows what needs to be done. You and I both know, so don't stand there and tell me that anything Nucian related is something, whatever that was. And I said it to everyone at my speech a week ago too. I looked you all in the eyes and told you the 3 things I plan to do. And 2 of them have already been done. What's left is the re-election. That is why I'm here. Whether I'm a suitable candidate or not. Something needs to change, and it's about time
All
somebody
I'm
does it.
saying is that what am I supposed to be doing right now? Are we both just president? Am I just vice president again? You haven't told me any of this. Actually, I have a better question. What do the people of Marigold want? Do they want you as president, or do they want me as president until the re-election?
Is this an open floor, or?
Yeah,
are we meant to
of
answer?
course.
Yeah, go ahead. Hold a vote right now.
Do we
Well,
say anyone
as
wants?
someone left and someone was already elected, and they still have their term.
I also believe that whether you were in power or not, you probably would never have came up with the decision to move Sharma regardless. Just putting that out there.
Should we have a thing where anyone who wants Jay back in power be on the side of the stage, be on the side of the bleachers that Jay is on? Anyone who wants JD to remain president until the election, come over here.
All right, yeah.
That is how we'll hold this vote.
You heard the instructions. JD over here.
JD and then Jay.
I still have to watch security, but I will stand on the bleacher side.
Can I go on there?
No, you're up there. You don't get. You don't get a vote.
All right.
All right, it's pretty clear. Okay, go back to your seat.
Yeah, I don't think anybody needed to actually see that. We all know the answer.
People.
Okay.
Spoken.
So.
Let's go.
All right, you know what?
JD's entitled
before
to the
you do anything else,
term that
I
they
need
got
to know.
elected for.
I went this entire election without anyone telling me things, and that's something I need to change. I need some people to tell me what.
Either.
JD, with all due respect, leaders shouldn't be told what to do.
I'm not saying
you want to be a leader, you
tell
should
me
know
what to do. I'm saying I wasn't told when things were
I've been
happening.
back 2 weeks and I've already made big steps. If you want to remain in president, you want to tell these people that you're actually going to do something until the election proves otherwise. Go right ahead. Just know that Sharma's safer and, well, moved.
I understand
because
that,
of the 3
but
people
I
who were
still
also here.
wasn't let known about that whole situation.
Well, maybe if you were
Technically.
actually there, we could
I said
have
it to your
told you.
face.
You said it after.
If you were actually around, you would have been around. I said it in front of everyone. Everyone knew exactly what was
I
going to
think
do.
JD's whole
I just decided to
thing
do it that night as well.
is the fact that you didn't tell him when it was happening. You said it was going to happen. You didn't tell him when. You didn't invite him to it. He should be told things.
President or vice president, I still need to be brought in with these things. I still need to be let know.
So you're saying I
when
should come
things
to
happen.
you? You should never come to me?
I'm saying at least let me know.
Where do I
when
find
it's
you,
gonna happen.
JD? Where do people find you?
Okay, that's actually another good question. I recently moved back into Marigold. I had moved a little bit to the outskirts and realized that it's not the best area. So at the moment, for the time being, I am living in a new house right behind where YB lives. So worst case, you can find me in JNT, the town hall, or Marigold. Well, not even JN anymore because I quit, you know?
Yes, you resigned.
Yeah.
My point still stands. If you can
Are you
convince
guys
those
done?
people that stood on your side of the bleachers that you're actually going to do something, go for it. Go do something.
I'm sorry, but this seems to be way more personal than it started off
It
as.
is. I'm sorry. We can
Yeah,
move
let's-
on now.
We've gotten
There,
off
do we have
topic.
any more questions?
Yeah, one more for you. How long are you sober for currently?
7 months. Since the last time I first saw you.
Okay. That's all I have prepared, but we'll open it up to the floor again if anyone has anything. And also, if for the people watching at home, aka Twitch chats, have any questions, please feel free.
I have a question for Jay.
Yes, Asher.
What are you to do when someone in power, or said to be in power, hurts someone else? What are they meant to take blame and take responsibility for? Do you think they should? Or do you think they should hide and cower behind themselves in a little bubble?
Well, it's clear to me in the time that I've actually been away, there's been countless of times where people have been locked up for something and nothing has been done to change that. So I don't know. What needs to be done, Asher, to people who get locked up, or who deserve to be locked up for that matter? For good, maybe, this time?
I don't know, Jay. Maybe you could tell me. I mean, you are the one running for
Well,
president, aren't you?
the question was for everyone as well, right? JD, MBS?
Seems like you're not
This is
answering
a
the question.
ban.
I'm not asking you specifically.
I want to hear Mike.
If someone
did ask you.
JD, say if JD was to go hurt someone else in this town, what should he come forth, or should he just sit and hide?
I think it's important to share both sides.
Mm-hmm. All right then.
I feel like someone should come out. If someone does something wrong, like the other day, I'm sorry if this is a touchy subject right now. The other day, there was an incident between you and
Ace, yes.
And Ace. And you came and told me about it. And because of that, I was able to somewhat resolve the situation, tell you what needed to be done, which I appreciate you doing.
Mm-hmm.
You were held accountable for a lot of your actions as well, and you've so far redeemed yourself with all that, and I appreciate that as well.
Thank you, JD.
I feel like you're skipping something there.
What?
I think you're skipping the fact that I was there. I was the one that brought Asher to you. If I didn't bring Asher to you, you wouldn't have even known about it. Unlike you, I'm actually there. I'm constantly there. I know what's going on.
Okay.
I'm not just wandering around Marigold.
Okay, MBS. Then, during the whole situation with Asher, outside of town, when he had killed, 3 people?
Yeah.
Sorry to bring this up. You were supposed to be watching him, making sure he didn't do anything wrong. You were his parole officer, and you didn't do anything. Instead, you just
The
sat
other one
in
isn't
the
doing
guild.
anything either.
What was that? I'm sorry?
My other one isn't doing anything either. Actually, he's not even here.
Sam isn't technically the parole officer. He's just... He's just kind of investigating things. And I understand when things happen, but MBS hasn't been doing his job.
And you have?
I think I've been doing a lot better than you, at least. I think
Dude, I'm not
doing...
the president. I'm
Okay.
not the president. I'm just a
You've still
random
been held
guy.
accountable. You've still had responsibilities, and you haven't been able to complete any of them, or most of them at least.
I'm not just gonna play watchdog while other shit goes down.
And who says that you're not going to do the same when it comes to being a president?
I never said I'm gonna be a good president. I'm just saying I'm gonna get shit done. I don't even care if you guys vote for me. 2 days, that's all it's gonna take, and all your problems will be gone.
Okay. It also seems
I'm
like
just
you and
here for
Rob
the
don't
sake of it.
communicate very well. Which...
Oh no, we communicate very well.
Didn't you also
We just
say,
wanna play it off script.
with one of my questions earlier that you don't consider yourself to actually be running for president?
No, I think this is a waste of time. We should be out there acting, not sitting here wasting time.
So then why are you here?
I'm here to make you guys realize this isn't gonna solve anything. We've
Well, then why are
already
you
wasted
wasting
2
your own
hours.
time?
Because my time doesn't matter. In the grand scheme of
Aren't
things,
you a knight?
I'm insignificant. I'm just a simple Knights member. It's not like I have any say in what things go on here.
You do have.
Sorry,
say.
then
You just have
why are
to
you
talk to
running?
people. I'm sorry. What were you saying, Beth?
I was just saying, like, if that's your, if that's your view, MBS, like, why are you running?
Once again, for the sake of it, to make you guys realize, I don't know when I'm gonna get my next chance to be here on stage in front of most of the people that actually are in Marigold or are here regularly.
So, are you running or are you not running?
I am running, but I don't care if I win or lose. It doesn't matter. As long as we have someone to actually get shit done, I'm fine with it. And if I have to do it, then I will.
Very flawed logic.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? It's a flawed city. I'm only human. I am flawed. I'm not here sitting like Jay having his savior complex.
I've been here 2 weeks and I've already kept promises. I haven't seen that from either of you.
Guess what? I don't make promises. I don't make promises.
I didn't. Again, Jay, you left and I had nothing prepared. I had no promises prepared. I had nothing to do. I'm only just now, recently, starting to get things done.
JD, you've had 5 months, and all you've done is twiddle your thumbs and watch people die. I know this. Is this really what you convinced your people on the side of the bleachers to really vote for, to really be in favor of?
I might not be the best president, all right?
Oh, I'm far from it either. But somebody has to do something good.
And I understand that. I feel like I don't know. It's a whole situation, and
JD, I'll be honest. Nobody here actually blames you for not being able to do anything in 5 months. I get it. It's a hard thing to do, but the reality is 5 months is 5 months. We could have done literally anything in that time, and we didn't.
I understand that too. It's
also. I'm not blaming you for anything.
Almost every day, something new happens, and I'm trying to fix things. I really am. But when more issues arise, and they're severe, I have to put other things aside. And it might not seem like I've done anything, but I have been trying to prepare things and tried to do things.
I get it, which is why I need you to realize you don't need to be president to actually get shit done. You just need to be there for the people.
Sorry, are they not one and the same?
You've seen the presidents here. I'm pretty sure it's not the same thing.
That conclude this question. Are we ready for another?
Yeah.
Sure.
Anything else?
Yeah, actually. What is all your stances on the glowstone issue?
I'm gonna eradicate it.
Jay, you speak about JD's not doing anything for 5 months. And I get you went somewhere, you went to go see your people. That doesn't make up an excuse, though, for you to blame JD for doing nothing when you also did nothing. You left. And yes, you may be saying sorry for that, but you going at JD saying he didn't do anything, you didn't do anything either, and you were the president.
With all due respect, Asher, I believe Jay has never stated that he did anything. He was talking simply about what he did within the time frame that he got back, not within the time frame where he
yes, 2 weeks. I get that, but still, nothing. He left the people that cared about him and that trusted
This is fair.
him.
That is,
This is
a
fair.
real point.
Yep. I'm not standing here and going to keep saying sorry. I will be. I'm not expecting any forgiveness. I've said that time and time
That's
again.
not the point I'm making.
The-
Get off
the
Jamie's
issue-
ass about not doing anything.
I'm not trying to be like that.
Looks like a child.
I'm
I'm
just
being honest.
offering
He's a
the simple
kid.
comparison.
You know, this whole thing is about what I've done so far. But in reality, I'm not running to fix things that I've done. I'm running to make changes and do things. I wasn't prepared before. I am going to be prepared now. The courthouse, the one that's... I don't even know if it's been fixed yet. I'm going to make use of it. It's just been collecting dust. I'm going to actually make some cases. I'm actually going to hold people accountable for the law.